alaikum everyone. Here we are back for day 1 of Ramadan. I know I'm a little bit late as we are actually on day 3 or day 4 depending on when you started, but alhamdulillah it's getting out there now, so we'll just play catch up a little bit. So I've already done a video about the resources that I will be using, so I won't be going into the who's and where's and whys of what I'm using and what I decided. If you'd like to see that video, please check out the video that's going to pop up on your screen and then come back to this one. So each day I will be doing exactly what we've done on that day with the resources that I collected. I wanted something quick and easy, and this probably totals about half an hour, if that, which is really measly in the grand scheme of the 24 hours that we've been gifted during Ramadan and the hours that we're fasting. So this is really quick and easy, and you don't need to have kids to do it because I'm doing it too and I really like it. So inshallah you do too. So for day 1, really easy. We got our little pack, and inside we have our little card, and the link is below to the lovely lady that's made this. And our first word was Al-Kitab, and we're talking about the Quran. So I used the lesson notes, and basically on the lesson notes it's talking about the verse in the Quran that this was from. So it's in Surah Al-Baqarah and verse 2, and the English was there. This is the book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah. And they say that they plan to talk about how the Quran is a book that has no mistakes in it. Allah tells us lots of things in the Quran that will help us, and talk about the Quran in general and how the Quran is the best book out there. It's a very special book sent from Allah to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam during Ramadan, and there are so many things for us to learn from it. And I then also I played this verse on my audio Quran on my phone, which is just an app that I use, and we listened out for the word Al-Kitab and how many times we could hear it in that verse.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
And then we got our journals, and we did the front cover of our journal because this is a kitab as well, and we wrote kitab, and I wrote the whole verse out for my own learning, but the kids just wrote kitab, and for my 3-year-old I wrote the word kitab, and then they drew pictures of a book. We drew a little Quran here, we wrote Al-Quran and then Al-Kitab underneath, and drew some pictures around there. So that was day 1 for our journaling. And then we got our 99 names of Allah, and the first names we got were Allah, Ar-Rahman. Well, actually we skipped Allah because I thought that was the general first one, and we know that one. So we went Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim and Al-Malik, and we read the little section in these books. So I found this was too much for my children. It's a beautiful book, but it's not aimed for little kids. So I just picked out a little bit about what the word meant, so the compassionate, and I read the start of the little verse here, but it got too technical and I ended up just skimming over to what they actually meant. My eldest really liked this one, Al-Malik, and this one says the sovereign, but it's often referring to the king as well, and she really liked that one, so she coloured in that one. And we had the little leaves, and we coloured them in for our 99 names of Allah tree. So we started at Ar-Rahman, the compassionate. Say he is all merciful. Rahman is a special intensive form derived from Rahma, which means mercy. In human beings, Rahma means tenderness of the heart. Yet when attributed to Allah, it means granting blessings and warding off evil through grace, condescension, and beneficence. For this reason, Rahman, like the name Allah, is not applied to any but God. Allah's mercy in this world is general, given to the believer and the unbeliever. He provides for them and gives them health and what they ask for. We bestow our mercy on whoever we will and shall never deny the righteous their reward. Allah created 100 mercies, then He put one of them among His creatures, by which they love one another, and Allah has the other 99. We must always ask for Allah's mercy and grace and call Him by His name. Our deeds by themselves do not qualify us to go to paradise. Also, we ought to begin any important action after saying these words, in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the compassionate. Believers are merciful to all creatures. A man was forgiven all his sins when he drew water out of a well in his shoe and gave it to a thirsty dog. Have compassion for all Allah's creatures. So that's a really nice one with lots of messages there. Then the next name we did was Ar-Rahim, the merciful. There is no God but He, the all-merciful, the all-compassionate. Rahim is another attribute also in the intensive form derived from Rahmah, mercy. Here mercy implies pity, patience and forgiveness, all of which sinners need. O my servants who have transgressed against their souls, do not despair of Allah's mercy. Surely He is the all-forgiving, the all-compassionate. Allah is more merciful than vengeful. In a holy hadith, He says, my mercy surpasses my wrath. In the hereafter, Allah is all compassionate to the believers only. My mercy embraces all things, and I shall prescribe it for those who are God-fearing. Do you think this mother would throw her infant child in the fire? Allah is more merciful to His servants than she is to her child. To be merciful is essential for a Muslim. The merciful ones will be given mercy by the all-merciful. Be merciful to those who are on this earth, and the one in heaven will have mercy on you. One who craves Allah's mercy shows compassion to others. And then our third name of Allah was Al-Malik, the sovereign or the king. And my daughter clung on to the king reference for this, so we've kind of used that instead. He is Allah, there is no God but He. He is the king. Allah owns the universe and controls it. Blessed be He in whose hand is the kingdom. He has power over everything, to whom belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and He has not begotten a son. He has no associate in His sovereignty. Allah is the Lord of all sovereignty. Say Allah, Master of the kingdom, you bestow sovereignty on whom you will, and take it away from whom you will. True meaning of kingship is an attribute only of Allah. Then exalted be Allah, the true King. There is no God but He, the Lord of the noble throne. It is solely by the will of Allah that men are given kingship. Allah gives kingship to whom He will. Allah is in need of nothing and nobody, yet everybody and everything are in need of Him. Say, I take refuge with the Lord of men, the King of men, the God of men. To Him belong kingship, majesty, power and wealth. So glory be to Him who has control of all things, and to whom you shall all be recalled. The law of Allah is applicable to everyone. All the resources that I'm mentioning will be down below and also referenced in more detail in the first video from this series. The book for the first day of Ramadan is pretty much always this book. This is one of our favorite books. MashaAllah, the pictures are beautiful, the story is simple, and it's just a lovely book. I've actually bought it twice. The first time it was gifted to me by a very close sister friend of mine, and then it has been used so much, and when my eldest was younger, I very wisely gave her the book to hold, and it's ended up quite battered, so I bought a hardback version because I like this book so much. So this is a couple of the pages. This book is called Golden Domes and Silver Lanterns, and it's a Muslim book of colours, and it's all following this little girl during Ramadan, so it's really special. It doesn't explicitly really mention Ramadan, but it is about Ramadan. And the author is Hena Khan, and illustrated by, and I apologize for mispronouncing, but all the details will be in the description below, Mehr Doch Amini. And they've done a beautiful job of this book. It's absolutely stunning. We love the pictures and the people. It's quite a calming book, and each page has a different colour. So we love that all the people are Muslim, they're wearing scarves, and there's mosques, and it's just such a beautiful book. So this is always our first book and our go-to book for Ramadan. And like I said, this is my second copy, so I love it that much that I bought a hardback copy. And then our little card for the day, we had for our good deeds, say Alhamdulillah at least 5 times today. And we also used our Quran with our English and Arabic reference in there. This is quite a nice translation. It's the first and I think the only translation I have actually, besides the Ibn Kathir books, which goes into more detail. But this is one that I've had for quite a while, by Abdullah Yusuf Ali, and this was from IBC, so I will link them up down below as well. Because we weren't at school or anything, we also did some lantern decorating. So these were just a picture I found, I've got upside down, a picture I found online, and you're supposed to put like cellophane or tissue paper in the middle and then put these up on the window, but we didn't get that far. The kids just did the decorations on there. So that was our craft activity for day 1. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel, because every day this month during Ramadan I'm going to be doing a little clip like this to show you what we did and the activities that we did, and inshallah you can follow along. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know below and I will address them in the upcoming videos. So thank you for joining me, and assalamu alaikum, and I'll see you in the next video.